Hi everyone, and good evening. The 25th day of February, the 1st of March, of course, just around the corner, falling on this coming Monday, as hard as that is to believe. Today being Thursday means it's also, of course, publication day for the Salyersville Independent. And my editor, Heather Oney, has spent a great deal of time this week doing some research. A look back at the storm that we just have come out of, shining on the other end with some sun. So glad to say. Not for the weekend, but I'll get to that in a few moments. And this storm, most definitely the worst of its kind since 2009. Whether it was as bad or not, well, there's a lot of opinion on that. Definitely, if you're having that conversation, it was bad. And she's gone through and reached out to all of our utilities, emergency personnel, and the like to see just how many man-hours and what it's taken to get us back on the grid, so to speak. And it makes for a real interesting read and makes for a wonderful argument that we really don't need. To be sure to thank all those utility workers and the like who have been working so hard for the past several days. A heroin-related arrest made by a new member of the Salyersville Police Department is also on the front page. Judge Dennis Prater is always good for a laugh or two in his out and about, and he was again this week as well. A lot of emergency calls, of course. Full page of obituaries, sad to say, but a lot of things that we hope you'll pick up and read. Pulpit Ponderings by our friend Ben Martin of the Salyersville First Baptist Church. You know, it's a really good read this week, as it has been since he's been with us, and glad to have him with us, referring a bit about this week about Proverbs and what you can gain by reading them. I'll leave it at that, but a wonderful write-up from Pastor Ben. We hope that you'll take a look at that. McGoffin County Health Department's syringe exchange program in their mobile unit. There's a calendar in here letting everyone know where they're going to be and when, and a host of other wonderful things to see and hear, news-wise and otherwise, and Throwback Thursdays. One of the biggest hits we've had certainly since I bought the paper, and this one takes us back to a Salyersville Independent publication back in 1952. That is the Burgett 4-H Club County winner, Falcon Junior 4-H Club winner, Falcon 4-H Club news. A lot of 4-H news in that page. 1952. There are some faces there that some of you will know and recognize, and we've unearthed that story from 1952 archives, so we hope you'll enjoy that. Our Pet of the Week, as always, sponsored by Fidelis Communications in page B. A lot of sporting news, and you'll be looking, and I hope, forward to our district write-up, as we're going to be focusing on the district tournament here, being held in McGoffin County this year in the coming days. A lot of other great stories and reads and things that you're only going to see there. I can't get to it all in the program, but we can make an effort to get to everything between Your News Today and the Salyersville Independent, and this paper again did just that. So be sure and check one out. I just got time to get my hands on one a few moments ago. If you haven't, they did, of course, hit newsstands earlier today. I want to throw something out there in an informal fashion, as it's something I've been trying to relay now for days, and I'll try to put some more specifics together. But I'm looking for someone who might be interested in doing some part-time work for Your News Today, which would include someone with some video editing skills and experience who might be interested in working part-time, maybe a few days a week, in regards to going out, filming, editing, and putting stories together, as well as maybe following a story list that we could provide, or some stories on their own that they could find. Also, will be interested in finding someone who might be interested in sitting behind this desk every so often, a day or two a week, maybe not that often, but on days like today where I had to spend half of the day out of town for some meetings and other things, and with the print shop and everything kind of really getting busy around here, a little help would be nice. Now, the prerequisite for this is just simply some video editing skills at this time. We do have some equipment we could help with, but definitely someone would have to hit the ground running, either with Adobe, or first preference would be Final Cut, which is what I use to produce this show each and every night. If someone were to be interested and we were to be able to find someone who would be willing to sit at the desk every so often, a few days a month or whatever it be. They would have to have some Final Cut experience, or at least gain some. As far as just putting some stories together for a part-time job, that could be done in any format, Adobe or otherwise, but that's really as far as I've gotten with that. We're going to post the position here sometime very, very soon. I just wanted to go ahead and get that out there tonight and kind of test the waters. No age requirements, nothing else. Someone who might be retired, someone who might be in school, just someone who would be interested in helping share the news here locally on Your News Today, and with some video editing skills, once again, that we can possibly build on as well. With that said, I was out of town for much of the morning and the first half of the day, and just as I came into the office, responded to a single vehicle traffic fatality here in Magoffin County that claimed the life of a local man just feet from his home. I'll take you to the scene of that in just a few moments. We'll have an interview with Magoffin County Deputy Coroner Brian Parker as well. And then we have to cover some other news before I'm off to Floyd Central tonight. It's a road game for the Hornets. They were here at home last night. It didn't turn out so well for them, but we'll go into that in more detail and much more as well right after these messages. Being Salyersville's oldest continuous business is not Fraser's Prater Drug's most important legacy. It's the care and attention they devote to every single customer. And that, combined with quick and convenient curbside service at the front and rear entrances, makes for getting your medications simply and safely. And calling ahead makes it even faster. Fraser's Prater Drug Store's curbside and in-store service, open Monday through Friday, 9 until 6. Jesse Rudd and his staff at Parkway Pharmacy are proud to announce the newest member of their team, and yours, pharmacist Dustin Jones, who's actually the grandson of Janet and the late Paul Jones of Dixie in Salyersville. And his addition of over 12 years of experience in inpatient and outpatient services gives you unmatched availability and care when it comes to your health and medication.
Parkway Pharmacy, where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
Go with All Pro and you'll always get a perfectly finished project backed by decades of experience and thousands of satisfied customers. Always with the best prices on everything from small to large remodels, bathrooms to kitchens to entire homes, or turnkey new construction on everything from garages, homes to retail space. And seamless gutters too. And All Pro still offers 0% financing for up to 18 months and long-term low interest rates on those big projects. For an estimate, call this family-owned business today. Emergency personnel and law enforcement responded to a vehicle found in a creek along Punchin in the southern part of Magoffin County. The vehicle was discovered this morning after family members had been searching for a loved one who had not been heard from since sometime last evening. It's believed that a Magoffin County man may have suffered a medical condition. There may have been some other reason for the accident in itself. The exact cause of death still yet to be determined per an autopsy, but his body was found in his vehicle, which was overturned in this creek next to Punchin. The 59-year-old Magoffin County man who would have turned 60 in just a few weeks in April, I do believe his family said, was last heard from last evening and was literally just feet from his driveway when the vehicle drifted off the roadway to the left for a significant distance, perhaps a few hundred feet, before going over the embankment and overturning and landing on its side in the cold creek below, which tested to be right around 40 to 42 degrees in temperature.
Gentleman left the roadway, rolled the vehicle that landed in the waterway itself. I am examining the body. No signs of blunt force trauma or anything. The water itself and the weather definitely probably played a role in the death.
The family also told me that they had become worried about his whereabouts after he'd not been seen or heard from since late yesterday evening, and had actually been searching for him as of this morning when someone finally saw the car, which was nearly impossible to see from the roadway and from either side of the bank, if you will, sometime around noon today.
The driver was not restrained, didn't have a seatbelt, and again, no signs of blunt force trauma or major injuries. The the waterway and the temperature of the water definitely played a role in it.
Has next of kin been notified at this time? If so, can you tell us who the gentleman is?
Yes, the daughter has been contacted by the McGoffin County Coroner's Office. The deceased is Marcus Reisner, age 59, a resident here in McGoffin County.
And while I suspect that there are none at this hour, given the time frame, if there are any funeral service announcements that we can find, I'll have those for you in just a few moments. I'm going to pause. We'll be right back for more of your news today after this. Well, not much of a COVID update for tonight. I did speak with our public health director here in McGoffin County, Mayor Pete Shepard. We're going to sit down tomorrow and get caught up on some vaccine information and some other important developments. As for today, there were only 4 new cases in McGoffin County today. We have, as has everyone else, and we hope it stays that way, across Kentucky, continued to see declining numbers. 315 vaccines, however, have been distributed at the McGoffin County Health Department just this week. Some were second doses, some were first. And tomorrow he's going to tell us, hopefully, what the state has told him about how many vaccines they're going to see possibly for the next few weeks. So 4 cases today, 350 vaccines thus far this week here from the health department, and more to come on tomorrow's program. Sat down at the desk a little early today in an effort to make it to the Floyd Central ball game, so I don't have Kentucky's COVID-19 update at this time, maybe before the show's end. And I do have some other information. I got some sporting news to pass along to you, though. A prelim for one I'll be following up on tomorrow. I'll get to that in just a moment. Right now, I've got a couple of birthdays at least on tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau calendar. Yep, birthday wishes tonight. It says to Jimmy Keaton, happy birthday, Jimmy, from your dad, mom, stepmom, brother, and sister. Happy, 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 happy birthday, Jimmy Keaton. Happy birthday to you. The next one, it says, please wish a very happy, but belated, but very happy 88th birthday to Miss Minnie Rose Howard on Combe Street. From your son, Terry, a long list of family and friends, Minnie Rose as well. Happy, happy birthday to you. This end, the McGoffin County wide boil water advisory has been lifted by the McGoffin County Water District. Of course, this not due to any breakages, but I'm sure as well most McGoffin County is very well known due to the water shortage and outage as it related to the electricity issues, which have almost all been repaired. Just a few isolated outages, I do believe, but almost everyone back up with electricity. I've talked to a few folks in some other counties who are still without at this time because they were so much harder hit. Keep that in mind. Wow. McGoffin County Senior Citizens wants you to keep in mind that commodities are tomorrow in the Henry Joseph or at the Henry Joseph Memorial Edition. You'll just pull up and get your commodities behind the Lloyd M. Hall Community Center there. Volunteers always needed, and they're serving meatloaf, mashed potatoes, green beans for lunch if you want to pick up a meal while you're there. Also, Sandy Valley Transportation is providing free transportation to people needing a ride to get their COVID vaccine. If you just have to call the day before, I'll get that number on your screen for you tomorrow. It's an 800 number, 444-7433. That's a great, great service. Also, don't forget Water into Wine. Their senior commodity day was rescheduled to tomorrow, 12:30 till 3. If you're on the regular list, please pick your commodities up before 2 because they'll put those on the waiting list in line thereafter. And I'll put your announcement, birthday, or anniversary here on TV for everyone to see and hear if you just send it to me any way you can. And we'll print those birthdays and anniversaries and birth announcements for free. Love to do it in the Sagersville Independent if you'll just email those to Joe, J-O, at SagersvilleIndependent.com. Going on to obituaries, a reminder of services to be held this Sunday at 1 for little Karsten Nicholas Scooter Reisner, who passed away just days ago on Sunday at the age of 8 months. The son of Dennis Lupin, Tialona Reisner, survived by, as well, 3 brothers and 2 sisters, and his maternal and paternal grandparents. 1 o'clock this Sunday from the McGoffin County Funeral Home with visitation Saturday evening from 6 until 9, also at the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Also, another reminder of services for 85-year-old Phyllis Wanda Blanton of Sagersville, who passed away Monday. She's survived by her 3 sons, Kelly, James, and Larry Joe Blanton, and 6 daughters, Stella Mae Conley, Bonnie Blanton, Michael Rao, Cassie Blanton, Rose Bays, Martha Sloan, and 2 sisters, several grandchildren, several great-grandchildren, several great-great-grandchildren as well. Funeral services will start at 1 o'clock Saturday from the Flat Fork Free Will Baptist Church. 68-year-old Donna Allen of Sagersville passed away yesterday. Arrangements incomplete at this hour, but to be announced soon by the Magoffin County Funeral Home. Services are also pending for 61-year-old Rita Mae Helton of Hensley Road here in Sagersville, who passed away yesterday at her home, survived by her husband Tim. Arrangements to be announced soon by the Sagersville Funeral Home. And also, as we referred to earlier, Mr. Marcus Reisner of Punchin here in Magoffin County passed away earlier today. Arrangements still incomplete at this time. Drive safe and save this winter at Conley Tire in Staffordsville, or just go to conleytire.net to see the latest specials on thousands of all-season snow and off-road tires in stock every day. And you can take 6 months to pay with no interest at Conley Tire, 297-2424. There's no missing that this is the new McFarland and Tinker Law Office location on the Mountain Parkway in the former Farm Bureau building in Sagersville, just like there's no denying that their nearly 60 years of legal experience has won their clients millions and millions of dollars in disability, auto accident, and wrongful death cases. It's where your case matters to you and to us. McFarland and Tinker, also Griffey approved.
Appalachian Wireless invites you to start the new year off with a bang. What better way than with a new Samsung device? The new Samsung Galaxy S21, S21 Plus, and S21 Ultra are the latest and hottest devices of the new year, with great cameras, all-day battery life, and faster processors. The S21 is the phone everyone wants and will be jealous of. From now till the end of February, the new Samsung S21 models will be $400 off the Advantage plan at Appalachian Wireless and AppalachianWireless.com. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless.
I'm Dr. Jason Zimmerman at Highlands ARH, the healthcare system of Appalachia.
I had planned to get a little FaceTime interview with Mr. Martin Conley of Conley Racing earlier today. He is enjoying some beautiful weather and track conditions in Florida as we speak. This is a new setup, though, for Conley Racing, and it has proven to be very effective thus far in qualifying. We'll be talking with Martin before the week's end, which means tomorrow's program, about how well it's gone thus far as he's going for the points championship this year. 2 years in a row, 2 cars, 2 championships. I read an article done on Conley Racing just a few days ago by one of the popular dragzine. I'm not sure which publication it was, but how that was pretty much one of the, well, it was a major feat in motorsports, and indeed it was. Sure, it might not have been on a top fuel level or anything of that nature, but it was still a major feat, one that we were so glad to cover here in Your News Today in the Sagersville Independent. Made our top 10 year in review for very good reason. And, you know, last year, the orange car, as it's been lovingly referred to, was undefeated in Limited 235. And then the silver car was as well in DXP Street. And, you know, Conley's very upfront. Any smart person or anyone else might have just left those 2 hot rods alone. That's not Conley Racing. They're always wanting to do more, do better, go faster. So this year, they're focusing their efforts on one car, the silver car, with the heart of the orange car in it and some modifications. I mean, that is, I watch all of the big Street Outlaw shows and everything, and that is just as technical, beautiful, and as advanced of a setup as you're going to see anywhere, born right here in a barn in Magoffin County. So this year, they're taking this car to the Ultra Street Shootout, NMRA Renegade and M. Now, if I may, just pausing for a second, I'd like to draw your attention to the water jug, 5-gallon bucket over to the left of your screen, and the diagnostic center to the right of the silver car. I got to tell you, known Martin forever and been doing this show for over 20 years, and you know, people have a lot of trust in me when it comes to news, and I'm trusted with a lot of information. You know that I sometimes can't relate. I'm not trusted with what that dyno pull was. I didn't even ask this time around. I didn't want Mark to have to lie to me. But wow, if you're a fan of the sport, wow. If you're not a fan of the sport, I think it's still a wow moment. And after they spent 15 hours on the Haltech dyno in Lexington, they pulled her out in the snow still and loaded it up, and they headed down to Bradenton, Florida, where they have been now, I think, since Tuesday of this week. They have a whole new setup in much more than just the silver car itself. The first pull didn't go quite so well. It's hard to get there on two wheels. But the second qualifier was a little better. Now, previously, before this, they've been running a Haltech Elite 2500 in this car with a turbo engine. Most recently, their VMS ignition-only setup with the DXP Street engine. But during the off-season, they've been killing themselves over on the Connelly farm to change to a complete Nexus R5 VCU. Now, okay, it goes over my head too, but that is a complete vehicle control unit. Complete control over the entire race car in one box. So they have that and a few other, I'm sure, learning curves to get around, but if anybody can straighten the curves out of anything, it's Connelly Racing. And I'll have Martin with us tomorrow to find out just how it's gone thus far. And if there was a way in the world I could get to Florida in a few days, I'd be there. In basketball, real quickly, the McGoffin County boys hosted Perry County Central last night, and they came out on fire. Mostly Ben Lafferty, who I believe scored close to, I'm not mistaken, 14 of the first 17 or so points for McGoffin County in the first quarter and early in the second. And it looked as though McGoffin County was on to a big win, but rolls completely 180, not 360, but 180, obviously. Defensively and offensively, just as hot as McGoffin County was, they got cold, and Perry Central couldn't miss a thing and was all over McGoffin County and actually won by, I think, 11 last night, which sends the boys to Floyd Central tonight, and the boys are hosting Paintsville for an all-important district matchup this Saturday. So I'm off to Floyd Central in just a few moments, and we'll let you know how that one turns out tomorrow in sporting news and headlines. With that said, here's your Licking Valley RECC Outlook, where we are looking at temperatures about as nice tomorrow as today, but temperatures are about the only thing that will be as nice. It was a little good, kind of unusual out there today. I mean, after yesterday's temperatures breaking the 60-degree mark and then, you know, going down to the mid, maybe upper 40s today, oh, it sounded like such a drastic change, but man, I mean, it was a change, but it was just as nice out there today. Oh, especially after all the snow and ice. But we'll be back down to below freezing tonight at 27 degrees for lows. Increasing clouds tonight. Nothing in the sky to fall in the form of rain or anything else tonight. And nothing more than a light northeast wind. But the dry luck will run out tomorrow. Showers likely mainly after 2 o'clock or so. Mostly cloudy skies. We'll see about 48 degrees. We'll see maybe a 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch tomorrow. Maybe up to another 1/2 an inch of rain over the course of tomorrow night. Winds out of the southeast up to 15 miles per hour or so tomorrow. And as for your Saturday as well. And it's going to be just not all that cold. I mean, 48 tomorrow, 55 Saturday, 57 Sunday. But look at it, just clouds and showers and just downright rain across the board between tomorrow afternoon and the end of your weekend. We'll actually see some of those showers, I believe, possibly hanging around to maybe 7, 8 o'clock or so Monday morning. Right now we're talking about, you know, I think maybe an inch and a half cumulatively for us is a good estimate, but tomorrow night we'll have a much better hold on what type of rainfall we could see. Good thing is though, we see the sun make a return by Monday afternoon. Some AM showers, but after 52, partly sunny. Tuesday, I mean, low 50s from there on out. Mostly sunny skies from there on out. Oh, some slight shower chances also from Tuesday there on out through the rest of your forecast, but not all that bad. Just a wet weekend ahead. About all you can say. Again, Hornet highlights. We'll get caught up on Connelly Racing, seeing how they're faring down south, and a lot of other news and information that you only see here before I see you for the last time this week. Good night for now, though, and thank you for watching.